I want you all to look at Google stock. Not much. It's down 12 bucks. OK. The news today is that Google's buying an artificial intelligence company called DeepMind. It is paying $400 million. The stock is down $12. I don't believe it's related to buying into artificial intelligence. But Google is everywhere. They're into everything. They've got military robots. Look at those things on your screen. It's kind of a military robot. It's a beast, isn't it? A huge search engine. They've got that. They've got smart thermometers now and artificial intelligence. Should we be concerned about this? All rise. Judge Andrew Napolitano is here. Now,
do you really picture artificial intelligence as that beast that you just had on the screen?
I picture it as that beast that can start thinking for itself and decide who it's going to bite and kill. I mean, it's not out of the... Come on, Judge, you're laughing, but it's not out of the question.
What would Google gain by unleashing that beast into society? That would be a menace. It would be an assault.
Yes, but wait a second. Google would develop artificial intelligence to the point where somebody could steal that knowledge and put it into a beast like that. Look, I'm way out of, off on the distant horizon here. But
right.
You want that thing thinking for itself? You want that?
You want me to opine as to whether there's some constitutional issue with that beast in the streets?
Yes, I want you to opine on the constitutionality of artificial intelligence, which allows machines to think for themselves.
It is clear that the framers, when they wrote the Constitution, did not contemplate artificial intelligence.
Yes, I think that's true. So
Look,
what do you make of it?
I think what you really, if forgive me, want me to contemplate is whether Google is getting too big and whether this is something troublesome to the regulators in the Justice Department who look for monopolists. Is that what you're concerned about?
Yes, but
you
do
buy more Google stock since it keeps going up.
Judge, you know that the Constitution has been under attack, and people already said that the framers, there's no way they could have taken into account machine guns when you come to, to the Second Amendment. That, okay, muskets, now we have machine guns. There's no way they could have taken into account. Where does artificial intelligence lead us?
Yeah.
What kind of laws would govern a machine that can think for itself?
I don't know what kind of laws would govern a machine that can think for itself, but I do know that somebody will write the laws. Probably some state legislatures and eventually Congress, because there is nothing in this room that we're in now that has escaped congressional regulation. In fact, it's hard for you to go anywhere in the U.S. and find something that has escaped congressional regulation. Is it always good, or is it usually based on the political dynamics of the Congress? It's usually based on the political dynamics of the Congress.
All right, answer your own question, which you posed, which you wanted me to pose in the first place. Is Google too big?
There's a principle of law that no monopolist monopolizes unconsciously. In other words, no monopolist acquires a monopoly without trying to do so. You don't just suddenly realize that, oh, all of a sudden we control 80% of the market. Now, I don't know what percent of the market Google controls. They have some very, very stiff competition from Facebook and others that are out there.
Hold on a second. Back in the 1990s, Microsoft had a near monopoly over operating systems. I think they got 90% of the market.
Yes.
The Clinton administration went after them and cut them down to size and said,
and succeeded.
You cannot use the money you generate from that monopoly to buy other industries.
Yes.
Okay, now fast forward to today. Google's got what, 75, 80% share of the search engine market? Nobody comes after them, but that's a near monopolistic position.
I don't know why. Now, you're
I do.
asking this question of someone who believes that antitrust laws are unconstitutional. However, just putting my hat on as if I were in the Justice Department today, I don't know why, and I'm anxious to hear your answer. The Justice Department doesn't do to Google what it did to Microsoft when it had a smaller share of the market.
Because Eric Schmidt, chairman emeritus of Google, is the man who organized the re-election of President Obama by organizing his technology unit.
It's going to change in 3 years. How big was Google 5 years ago when George W. Bush was president?
Well, the Justice Department could surely be accused of playing up Google, not going after Google, because Google is very useful to the President of the United States.
Precisely. So the President, who has boasted, I have a pen and I have a phone, and he also has a plane and a house and a big megaphone, that he can bypass Congress, perhaps is bypassing congressional intent by leaving Google alone. That's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is the bigger Google gets, the more products and better the services are that are out there for all of us.
So you don't have a problem with big and monopolization?
I don't have a problem with big. as long as big was acquired by the free market. If big was acquired by corporatism, by the government favoring a particular industry or a particular player, that is to be condemned, and that's profoundly unconstitutional.
And if a bank gets real big and it fails, you can't bail it out, can you?
You talking about top? Your favorite failure? Your favorite failure, Mr. Varney?
Failure?
Failure.
Huge success.
Failure.
Huge success.
When are those bills going to come due, Mr. Varney?
They've come due,
in the
and they've been
presidency
paid.
of Rand Paul, that's when they're going to come due.
They've come due, and the banks have repaid every single penny they were given.
And
Thanks,
where did they get that
with
money?
interest.
And where did they get that money with which to repay it? From the Fed and from the same government they just paid back, and you know it.
No, out of the profits that they made from the free money they got from the Fed.
There you go. Same thing.
Are we done?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Just trying to liven up this Monday morning.
You're doing a great
You've
job.
done a great job there, lad.
He's right, Philip.
Yes, he is. Hey, Nicole, can you get me out of this with telling me what's up with Twitter? I know